Peace, family. Today I will be walking you guys through how I basically transported this snake plant into two separate plants. I do currently have this snake plant in too big of a pot. So do not be like Camille. Do not put your snake plants in real big pots. Their roots are really tiny and they have a real small root system. So there's no need for them to be in this large of a pot. It's just taking up soil, basically. As you can see, some of the snake plant leaves don't look too good. So yeah, let's get to it. So as you can see, the snake plants kind of just come right out. They weren't even rooted in the soil. I had to find the right word I was trying to use. They weren't rooted yet. Snake plants take about a year until they are able to be rooted properly into like the soil that they are in. And if you can see here, you can see how small the roots are. So that's why I was saying the pot is just way too big. A smaller pot would just be just fine. Almost done getting all of the plant out. I am going to reuse this soil. So for me to reuse the soil, I do have to bake it to sterilize the soil. And just because I'm working with plants does not mean that my motherly duties stop. Of course, my kid and his godbrother are hungry, so I have to stop what I'm doing, wash my hands, and make them something to eat real quick. And we just get a quick little air fryer action with some French toast sticks and tater tots. If you do not have an air fryer, you need to get you one. Easiest way to make quick lunches, breakfast, dinner. Love the air fryer. Quick little 10 minutes and breakfast is served. Now all you gotta do is call the children.
Haru, Brandon, time to eat. You ready to eat?
So children are fed and we're just gonna get right back to this plant work. So with that being said, I am, cutting off the dead leaves off of the plant, off of the snake plant. I do have like real plant scissors. No idea where they are right now. I would just like to say it is okay to use regular scissors. Just wipe them down with alcohol. You don't want to get any bacteria on your plants, which can cause them to get sick and die. So I am just going to add pieces of the snake plant that I just took out into a snake plant that I already had growing that is, as you can see, pretty bald. So I'm just going to add more to it to make it look fuller. You can mix different types of snake plants. As you can see, the patterns on the leaves are a little bit different, but they will be fine. And we will see what happens. So I like to use my hands when I'm working with my plants. You can use tools. Use whatever you need to make it through. Just clean them and sterilize them. Personal opinion. Do what you got to do. So that's a piece of a plant that needs to come out. A piece of a dead plant, snake plant that needs to come out. And we all know how it is when your kids want to help. So for me, if Haru asks to help with plants, excuse me, I gladly let him. So he always is helping me or is just interested in the plants or what kind of plants they are. So I let him help. He is patting. So now we basically are securing the plants, putting more dirt over it, kind of make it as sturdy as possible when you are repotting. So just try to get the plant in there. Now, snake plants normally do have to be tied up because, like I said, it takes them a year to get rooted into the soil. So I did at the end of this end up tying the snake plants up. So here we are just entering. Here we are just putting more dirt into the pot so that our plants can be secure. So we just have to top it off with some soil. So me and the kid are just adding soil to the top, making sure that it's in there securely. So we have finished this plant. It is done. Now we are going to move on to the second plant. The second plant is going to be easier to pot because it is going into an empty pot. So you're able just to put the snake plant into the pot and just fill it up with soil. So Haru still wants to help, so I let him fill the pot up with soil. I let him do this one mostly on his own because, like I said, this one is a little bit easier and just help guide when needed. So we are almost done just getting the plant situated, adding soil. Haru is getting ready to dip out on me, so he doesn't want to help me anymore. So it's all right. I'll finish it on my own, which is perfectly fine. Actually, I think his god brother comes in. Yep. So his god brother wants to help. So I let him help too. I teach all the babies. I mean, if they want to help and they want to learn, why not? If their brains are curious, you might as well teach them something or show them something different that they're not used to or that other people are not used to. So we are almost through with the snake plant. I just need to add more soil to the plant, and then after that, we should be good. So I did finish with the soil, but you can see here, I did add little rocks trying to help hold the plants up. Also just cutting off and trimming the plant, all the dead leaves or dead part of the plant, so that the plant knows to focus its energy on the good parts of the plant and, not to waste energy on the dead leaves or the bad parts of the plant. Same thing here, just trying to use these stones to help the plant stay standing is another method that you can do if you have just freshly repotted a plant. You can use rocks or stones to kind of help support the plant to stand up while it gets rooted, while it's basically on its new rooted journey. Because right now the plants are not rooted and it's going to take a while until they are able to hold themselves up. So sometimes you may need to use things to help the plant stand, like moss poles or even like a little pole with a string or string around the plant, or even rocks in the soil to help it stand up. So as you can see, the rocks do actually help a little bit to keep the plant standing. So basically both of these snake plants are finished, and we are going to be moving on to the next plant. Our next plant is a Monstera Deliciosa. Hope I pronounced that correctly. I absolutely love this plant. It has split leaves, as you can see. But oh, baby, is my baby going through it. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I had a whole shelf that fell down and it hit this plant. So we are going to work on basically repotting the plant, taking out some of the leaves that are broken, and just basically fixing it up. So with any plant that you repot, you only want to go up an inch or two in pot size. So I was jamming. So I like to measure out the pot. So I definitely, measured it up just to see how much more bigger it was going to be with the new pot. So if you look, this pot is literally an inch or two bigger, which is perfect. I am not going to lie. Once I start getting in there and working with the plant, this plant technically did not need to be repotted. I could have just cut off the droop leaves, but I'm extra, so here we are. So I actually have not watered this plant in a while, so it should be easier to get it out of the old pot. Clearly not. But if you normally press on it hard, oh look at it did come out. And so if you kind of press on the pot and work it out, the plant, you should be able to grab it. I'm not going to lie, I wanted a little piece to kind of make two plants. So I had to find what roots went to what plants. So here I am, just kind of, there's one piece of the plant that I see that I want that's already kind of its own plant. So I just have to separate it. This is probably the hardest part about trying to get a piece of the plant because I do not want to disturb the roots too much. But it's already like its own plant. It's already coming apart. So I know that I can do it. So I am going to speed this up a little bit because it does take me a while to finally work just this one little, wait till y'all see it. It's just this one little piece that I finally do get out. I was like, that one root I followed all the way through the plant. So I like was pulling it through the other plant. It was just crazy, but I finally got it out. Like, look at this little baby. It's so stinking adorable. So that will be potted as its own plant. So let's get back to work on Big Mama here. So I actually right here am grabbing another piece of the plant. Um, if you see, I'm just trying to make sure that I get all of the roots that belong to that piece of the plant. Again, trying not to disturb the root system too much. The plant was stuck kind of all the way on the other side. It's a whole bunch of roots in here. That's what I was trying to show you guys, how it was stuck, because I thought it was cool how I can pull it out or just kind of maneuver it through. But I was able to get it out. I think it is coming out now. Yep, there it go. So like I said, there's the node, roots, really good. So now I'll just fill up Big Mama here. Not gonna lie, after this video, I did go back and repot this again that same day just because I didn't like how it was sitting. So I did have to fix it. I'll put a picture at the end of what the finishing touch was. And then now we have to work on the little plant. Just filling her up with some soil. And then I forgot to put the nursery pot in there because this pot has no drainage holes. So I need a nursery pot for this type of plant. And then there we go. There you have it. All done.